Online communities can be quirky. They can be a place for sharing niche interests, debating obscure topics, and forming bonds with people from all corners of the globe. Fun and sometimes powerful. These digital spaces can become hubs for social change, where individuals unite to address important issues and make their voices heard. Masshole Reports, led by Kate Peter, faced a legal threat from Delete Laws, a notorious YouTuber for aggressive copyright tactics. Delete Laws had a reputation for going after smaller creators, using legal means to silence criticism interests regardless of the ethical implications. Instead of backing down, Kate rallied her community, framing the fight as a battle for free speech. They understood that this wasn't just about their channel, it was about the right of independent creators to express their opinions without fear of legal intimidation. They launched a GoFundMe and asked subscribers to donate also on PayPal and Super Chats, turning their followers into an army of supporters. They tapped into the collective power of their audience, transforming passive viewers into active participants in their defense. The response was overwhelming. Shares, retweets, and donations poured in. People from all walks of life contributed, showing their solidarity with Masshole Reports and their commitment to protecting free speech online. The community, once just fans of local news and sarcasm, became activists. They were no longer just passive consumers of content, they were active participants in a movement. The cause was clear, the leaders were charismatic, and the stakes felt personal. This wasn't just an abstract legal battle, it was a fight for their community, their voice, and their right to exist online. This unity transformed viewers into a mobilized force ready to defend their space online. They were determined to protect the community they had built and the values they stood for. The energy was electric. Strangers bonded, stories were shared, and a sense of purpose took hold. Kate became more than a creator, they were now generals in a grassroots movement. They had inadvertently become champions of free speech, inspiring others to stand up for their rights online. The narrative of standing up to a bully resonated deeply. It was a classic David versus Goliath story, with Masshole Reports representing the underdog fighting against Delete Laws, a self-proclaimed constitutional law scholar. The community felt unstoppable. It was the internet's favorite story, the underdog fighting back. It was a testament to the power of community and the importance of standing up for what you believe in, even when the odds are stacked against you. The call for help worked, resonating deeply within the community and beyond. Money flooded in, a testament to the power of collective action and shared belief. The fundraiser soared past its initial goal with incredible speed, fueled by an outpouring of support from every corner. It wasn't just meeting the target, it was shattering expectations. The campaign reached and surpassed the incredible milestone of around $100,000, once all the PayPal and Super Chats were added to the GoFundMe, a tangible symbol of the community's unwavering commitment. Passionate supporters celebrated this achievement, knowing it represented more than just a number. Each donation, no matter the size, felt like a powerful vote for justice, a resounding declaration that the community stood firmly against censorship and for free speech. It was also a shield, a protective barrier of support and solidarity for Kate, offering a reassurance and strength in the face of adversity. The community buzzed with a palpable sense of optimism, fueled by the success of the fundraising efforts and the unwavering belief in their cause. People were genuinely convinced that victory was not only possible but also within reach, a sentiment that permeated every conversation and online interaction. Live streams transformed into vibrant celebrations of collective power, uniting supporters from across the globe in a shared moment of hope and determination. The money symbolized far more than just the ability to cover legal fees. It represented a powerful statement of intent and a commitment to fighting for what they believed in. More than anything, it was irrefutable proof of unity, a demonstration of the strength that comes from standing together in the face of injustice. The narrative at the heart of the movement was remarkably simple, a clear and compelling battle between good versus evil, a fight for what was right and just. It was a fundamental struggle between free speech and the forces of censorship, a principle that resonated deeply with people from all walks of life. Supporters felt an immense sense of purpose, believing they were part of something truly historic, a movement that would have a lasting impact. The ultimate goal was crystal clear: to hire the best legal minds, assemble a formidable legal team, and ultimately achieve a resounding victory in court. The war chest was now overflowing, morale within the community was soaring to unprecedented heights, and hope seemed to be permeating every aspect of the campaign. People genuinely believed that their contributions, both big and small, would collectively make a real and lasting difference in the outcome of the case. The community was undeniably proud of what they had accomplished together, energized by their success and eagerly anticipating, ready for the challenges and opportunities that lay ahead in the next chapter of their fight. In that moment, riding the wave of overwhelming support and positive momentum, it seemed as though absolutely nothing could possibly go wrong. But then the initial excitement, that fervent energy that propelled the movement forward, slowly began to fade. The momentum that had once felt unstoppable started to wane. The legal fight dragged on, becoming a protracted and exhausting battle. What was initially perceived as a straightforward case morphed into a complex web of legal maneuvering. And clarity, that initial sense of purpose and understanding, gave way to confusion as the legal jargon and procedural delays mounted. The path forward became increasingly obscured. Supporters who once cheered with unwavering enthusiasm now whispered doubts, their voices laced with uncertainty and apprehension. The unwavering faith began to crack. The simple story of us versus them, the clear-cut narrative of good versus evil, became complicated, muddled by unforeseen circumstances and conflicting information. Donors felt disconnected, their contributions seemingly lost in the bureaucratic maze, the impact of their generosity unclear. Unsure if their money was truly making a difference, if it was being used effectively to combat delete laws, or if it was simply disappearing into a black hole. The transparency they expected, the open communication and clear accountability, was missing, replaced by a veil of secrecy and unanswered questions. Questions replaced cheers in the comment sections, the online forums and social media pages now filled with skepticism and criticism. Some felt betrayed, their hopes dashed, their faith in the movement shaken to its core. Sensing their trust wasn't being honored, that the promises made were not being kept, and that the values they believed in were being compromised. Silence from Kate and her panel, who had once been so vocal and visible, fueled suspicion and amplified the growing sense of unease. As months ticked by, members of her panel quit, leaving subscribers to wonder why. The community fractured. Some staunchly defended the leaders, clinging to their initial belief, while others demanded answers, seeking accountability and transparency. The fight was no longer just against delete laws, the external threat that had initially united them, but also against growing internal mistrust, the insidious doubt that was eroding the foundation of their movement. The dream of unity, the shared vision that had brought them together, was slipping away, replaced by division and discord. The biggest question now: can we still trust our leaders? Can we salvage what's left of this movement? Or has the damage already been done? Transparency became the central issue. Supporters wanted to know, how was the money spent? Were risks honestly disclosed? Legal battles are messy and unpredictable. Had that been made clear? Without detailed updates or financial breakdowns, rumors spread. The lack of information created a vacuum filled by suspicion. Donors felt left in the dark, unsure if their money was used as promised. The emotional fundraising pitch clashed with the reality of accountability. For many, the absence of transparency was a deal breaker. Early on, communication was constant. Live streams, posts, updates. But soon, updates slowed, then stopped. Supporters waited weeks for news, growing frustrated and anxious. Vague reassurances weren't enough. People wanted specifics. The silence bred suspicion. Was there progress, or was something being hidden? Demands for accountability grew louder. The community, once united, now organized to demand answers. The lack of updates eroded trust and fueled doubts. Supporters felt ignored, their faith unrewarded. The community's energy shifted from support to scrutiny. Passionate donors became the loudest critics, demanding accountability. The Masshole Reports saga sparked a bigger conversation about online fundraising ethics. When you ask for public money, what do you owe your supporters? Emotional appeals can raise funds, but only transparency sustains trust. The debate moved beyond Kate and GoFundMe, but social media platforms in general. It became about standards for all money-raising efforts. The lesson: Without clear updates and honest accounting, even the most passionate community can turn. This painful shift is necessary for growth and better practices. Now, the community stands at a crossroads. Healing starts with truth. Clear answers about the money and the legal fight. Full transparency is the only way to restore trust. Masshole Reports must own up to where all the subscribers' money went. Even after all this time, there is a lot of people wanting the truth. The community deserves respect and honest updates. If handled right, trust can be rebuilt and unity restored. The story of Masshole Reports is a lesson passion launches movements, but only integrity sustains them. The hope is that by facing hard truths, the community can heal and move forward. While Kate has moved on to her next moneymaker, the community at large don't trust her and wonder where are the panel that built Masshole Reports.